That's so not frat.
It won't let me change my political beliefs to vegan.
Are you ready for a show?
Movies.
For the parties.
Television shows.
I'm not just here to get my MRS.
And YouTube videos. Portray being in a fraternity or sorority in college means that you're vapid, unintelligent, superficial, and the only thing you care about is partying. However, despite the negative stereotypes that plague the name of Greek life, campuses nationwide find that most of their student-run organizations and their student government associations have at the very least one Greek-affiliated member involved, if not a Greek sitting on their executive board or holding some form of leadership position. The same goes for the University of Central Florida. According to the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life, only 8% of UCF's undergraduate students are Greek-affiliated. Despite these small numbers, many of the registered student organizations, or RSOs, have at least one Greek member on their executive board. What is it about going Greek and being in an interfraternity council or Panhellenic Greek organization that creates and shapes the University of Central Florida student leaders? From their inception, the Interfraternity Council, or IFC, and the National Panhellenic Council, or Panhellenic, have embedded the ideals of leadership on college campuses and society into their very foundation. The Interfraternity Council was founded in 1909 with a standards code that states, "Fraternities will be built upon the solid values of each fraternity and will be a beacon of leadership with the campus educational environment." The National Panhellenic Council was founded in 1902 with a mission statement that has a similar guideline. The purpose of this council is to advance the 26 women's organizations of the National Panhellenic Conference with their commitment to personal growth by underwriting initiatives that launch and sustain women leaders. These core values of these two councils are not just words, they are put into action. Many IFC fraternities and Panhellenic sororities have leadership conferences and seminars to help each chapter's leaders and future leaders better develop their skills to guide their chapter to be its very best to the best of their abilities. A 10-year study was conducted by J. Patrick Biddix and Rachel Underwood. They studied a fraternity central office leadership program such as Beta Theta Pi's Wooden Institute, Sigma Chi's Horizons, and Phi Delta Theta's Emerging Leaders program. The outcome of the study is that of the 2,065 cases, 63% took a formal undergraduate leadership role. In a study conducted by the University of Missouri, over 85% of the student leaders on 730 campuses are members of Greek organizations, are more involved on their college campuses, and rate their overall university experience better. It also shows that members of Greek organizations are more involved in their communities after graduation and later in life. In conducting my own research to better understand how being in a Greek organization encourages its members to hold leadership positions, I conducted a survey with 60 participants. This survey asked 6 questions. Did you hold any leadership positions in high school? Coming into college, would you have classified yourself as a leader? Do you hold or are you interested in holding any leadership positions within your Greek organization? Outside of your organization? Do you feel that you got the confidence to hold or pursue leadership positions from being in a Greek organization? And would you classify yourself as a leader now? Only 30% of students who completed my survey answered yes to the first question, and of the 63% that answered no to holding leadership positions in high school, only 6% considered themselves a leader coming into college. Despite these discouraging numbers, of the 38 students who did not hold leadership positions in high school, 33 of them are interested or already holding leadership positions within their Greek organization, and 8 hold positions outside of it. As for the question number 5, 87% of all survey participants responded that they got the confidence to hold or pursue leadership positions from their Greek organization, and 92% now consider themselves leaders in college, as opposed to the 37% who considered themselves leaders in high school. The survey was helpful in gathering a more broad sense of the answer to my question. However, to more specifically pinpoint how being in a fraternity or sorority encourages and shapes UCF student leaders, I interviewed 5 IFC and Panhellenic members that hold leadership positions within their organizations and positions outside of it.
My name is Dara Grabiel. I'm a senior and I'm the Vice President of Social Standards for Alpha Epsilon Phi.
My name is Melissa Garza. I am currently the social media and marketing director of Late Nights agency, a part of University of Central Florida, and I am a sister of Alpha Epsilon Phi.
My name is Drew Strochak, and I am a senior here at University of Central Florida, and I am the student director of Night Thon.
My name is Sebastian Mezaguirre. I'm a rising senior, and I'm currently an orientation leader for the 2014 school year.
My name is Sydney Altfield, and I am a rising senior, and my leadership position is I am the Vice President of the Student Government Association. Well, I'm the Vice President-elect of the Student Government Association at UCF, and I am also the President of Alpha Epsilon Phi sorority.
I was involved with Key Club my senior year, and then I was also on the cheerleading team where I was the captain my senior year.
In high school, I went to a very small school. I held many leadership positions within that school. Everything from community service clubs like Key Club, where I was an officer. I was the vice president. There we go. And I was also assistant editor-in-chief of our yearbook in high school, as well as helping plan for prom, and one of the head cheerleaders.
When I was in high school, I was really involved in the B'nai B'rith Youth Organization, and I held many leadership positions there. I was my chapter new members coordinator and also president twice, and then I was regional new member coordinator, so I oversaw a bunch of that.
Okay.
I was not involved in any clubs in my school. I actually helped found one eventually in my senior year. However, throughout my high school experience, I was on the dance team. I was a photography major, meaning that's what I did for my 4 years of high school. I was also a drama major.
Had you been in a club? Were you interested in leadership?
Not necessarily. The club I helped found was the Gay Shirt Alliance, and it was because I found a need for it at my school. Once we got the people that we needed to make it a club, I kind of backed out. It just wasn't really my thing to step up to the plate on an exec board or, on an e-board. And I preferred just to, be a background player.
Okay, gotcha.
Major, so I also did drama for 4 years of high school, and I sang in a choir.
I was involved in clubs here and there, but I mostly did athletics. I was on the varsity basketball team. I was also a flag football team captain, so I think that's where I gained a lot of my leadership experience.
Yeah, I had no plans for even becoming involved with anything when I went to college.
I actually had the mindset that I wanted to be on my sorority's executive board, and I would be president of my sorority. And then freshman year, I did hold chair positions the spring semester after my new member period. And I attended Night Thon. And after that event, I was captivated, and I knew that that was my niche.
Yeah.
And I had to apply, and even if I didn't get on the board that year, because I was a freshman applying, I would be my sorority's team captain. So luckily I did get on the board, and from then on I did have to make decisions if I wanted to go back to AEFI or stay with Night Thon, and I chose to stay with Night Thon, and it led me to be the student director today.
I was actually seeing all my friends. I feel like I came from a very good group of friends. They were all very involved with SGA or homecoming in our high school, and I really envied that. So coming into UCF and knowing about our traditions like Spirit Splash and homecoming and all those different events, I really wanted to be involved, not just in like clubs or anything or special interest clubs. I wanted to be involved on the UCF campus and make an impact into the community.
I mean, I didn't know that I would necessarily hold them, but I knew I wanted to look into it. I knew I wanted to try to do it. Coming to a school this big, I definitely didn't think it would be possible to hold the positions that I've held and that I currently hold, but I definitely did come in with the mindset of wanting to do something more than just be a student here.
Okay. So other than just being the vice president of social standards for AEFI, are you involved in any other things on campus?
No, not currently.
Okay. Are you interested in being involved on campus?
I am interested in getting on the executive board for Nighthon 2014 to 2015, but that's still in the works, and I'm just hoping on that right now.
Do you feel like being in a Greek organization has encouraged you to branch out from just leadership in your own sorority to being in leadership outside of the sorority and involved in Nighthon?
Yeah, it's definitely encouraged me because I see now, because I'm in Greek life, I see every opportunity that's out there, when before, like, there was so much, so I didn't know what there was.
Well, I noticed going through the recruitment process that at every chapter, there were multiple strong women who were very involved in UCF, and I almost envied them, and I wanted to be where they are when I was younger, and I noticed that in them. Just having the support of like-minded individuals to support you to pursue any dreams and leadership that you have, as well as having the connections and networking abilities with older sisters in the organization to really help and connect you to potential and new leadership positions. And I found that very attractive when I was looking at different sororities, and I noticed how predominantly the leaders of our campus, even though Greek life is such a small percentage of the school at only 8%, that some of the most notable, well-known leaders of campus were in fact Greek, and I found that very attractive, which attracted me to it as someone who loved being a part of leadership, who wanted leadership, and who wanted to be involved throughout college.
I believe that AEFI has taught me many things from holding chair positions there. It was really a stepping stone to where I am right now, and I know that every single girl in that sorority has not so pushed me in a negative way, but has really helped me get there and was kind of the stepping stones to get me to this position. I know that without them and older sisters who were actually on the executive before, they really helped me and were my biggest cheerleaders to this day to get to where I am right now.
So going into my Greek organization, the reason I did it was because I wanted to basically network on a campus that's 60,000 students. You know, it's so easy to become a number and so easy to get lost. When I got assigned my big brother, I found out that he worked at the Recreation and Wellness Center, which eventually led me to a job there. I currently work as a challenge course facilitator at the Outdoor Adventure Center. It really helped me network and find those stepping stones that I needed to get jobs. My first semester I was the vice president of my pledge class, so that was something completely out of my comfort zone that taught me how to, I guess, balance responsibility and still have fun and balance schoolwork at the same time. The next semester after that, I became the internal marketing chair, taking care of social media and PR, considering the fact that I was very responsible. I created the image for my fraternity, so I needed to make sure to keep a professional image, and it taught me how to keep a professional image for when I wanted a job or something. After that, I became the IFC delegate. I created a great rapport with different chapters on campus and created an even better image for my fraternity, Sigma Pi, where I believe that no other fraternity or sorority has anything bad to say about my organization because, I try to represent them in the best light possible. Once I was done with internal things within Sigma Pi, my brother supported me when I applied for orientation team. There was other brothers who had been orientation teams members before me, and they helped me through the interview process, taught me how to dress up better for the interviews, and they did mock interviews basically for me. In addition to that, I also went into Nighthon. Nighthon is UCL's biggest student-run philanthropy. It's a dance marathon here, and one of my brothers was the student director. He inspired me completely to see the incredible changes he was making into these kids' lives, and I decided to apply for the board. Again, my brothers helped me out, and they reviewed my resume, they critiqued it, and I ended up getting a position on the board. I was the event chair, which takes care of a lot of the crafts and volunteers during the actual event. So I would really say that I owe a lot of my leadership and involvement to Sigma Pi, and I have no way to ever repay it.
Well, it definitely was the reason that I got positions, because the people within the sorority are the ones that told me about it, are the ones that pushed for me, the ones that advocated for me, the ones that helped me. If it wasn't for them, then I probably wouldn't be where I am today, because they wouldn't have set the path for me. So without the sorority, I definitely wouldn't have held the positions that I've held in the past.
It's definitely made me a more confident, strong person, which has encouraged me to be a better leader. It's mostly just changed my confidence levels completely, because I had all the necessary skills to be a leader. I just didn't have the confidence before to stand up and voice my opinion in front of a group of 160 girls.
One of my favorite things about Alpha Epsilon Phi as a sorority is there isn't just one type of leader, there isn't just one type of organization that we are part of. Not only has the sorority promoted leadership within to develop as a leader, as a smaller ground to really explore so many different types of options and so many different types of styles of leadership, but also encourages to get out there and be a leader on a campus-wide level, and even beyond that to a community-based level. And that was one of the things that I really loved about Alpha Epsilon Phi. Without it, I really don't know where I would be. My sisters have truly supported me in every leadership position. They have encouraged me. They have physically handed me applications to apply for different positions, just completely pushing me in the right direction and shaping me and molding me essentially into the leader that I am today. And that is someone I'm very proud of, and it's someone that I really hope that I make my chapter proud of.
I think that holding chair positions in the sorority was a huge mile mark for me, and it showed me that there is so much more to this campus, and there's even so many parts of a sorority.
Yeah.
But I think dabbling in those different positions kind of opened my eyes that there's so much on this campus to dabble in, and I'm so thankful for the leadership that I did have with AE and I'm so thankful for the leadership that I do have through Nighthon. And I was a chair my first year on this board, and I was a little bit more shy and timid, and then last year I had a director position where I had a lot more responsibility, and I definitely created a name for myself. So I think that the ladder of leadership definitely comes with responsibility, and it just kind of goes hand in hand and creates itself.
When I started having chair positions within Sigma Pi, the vice president actually oversees those positions, and he makes sure that you're on top of your reports and constantly coming up to the front of chapter. Chapter is our weekly meetings where we discuss business of the fraternity. They taught me how to come up in front of a group of people and be able to relay my ideas and relay any way of expressing myself for the organizations I might want to talk about. I really believe that support system was necessary in, I guess, that personal development and that personal growth of knowing how to convey ideas and how to find my true leadership style.
Within the Greek organization, there's so many things going on, whether it's something for sisters, for the community, community involvement, philanthropy, fraternal relationships, anything like that is just a leadership position within itself. You have to take the lead sometimes, and you have to make the change and be the difference. So even without holding a title, you're still making a difference within your chapter and within the Greek community.
Thank you.
Of course. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After collecting secondary research to understand the already existing conversation on my topic, conducting my survey, and interviewing these 5 men and women, I have come to the conclusion that the base reasons for why so many of UCF student leaders come from Greek organizations is the support of the organization behind them and the confidence that is accompanied by the leadership experience offered to Greek members within their organization. Warren Bennis once said, "The most dangerous leadership myth is that leaders are born, that there is a genetic factor to leadership. That's nonsense. In fact, the opposite is true. Leaders are made rather than born." I believe this statement applies perfectly to my findings. IFC fraternities and Panhellenic sororities take someone who is a follower and shape them, nurture them, and turn them into a leader by supporting them and giving them the tools and experience they need in order to gain the confidence needed in being a leader. A study conducted by the University of Missouri shows that since 1910, 85% of the Supreme Court justices, 85% of the Fortune 500 key executives, 70% of the U.S. President's cabinet members since 1900, 76% of U.S. senators, the heads of 43 out of 50 of the nation's largest corporations, all but 2 presidents since 1825, and both women appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court were sorority or fraternity members. So perhaps one day UCF's Greek-affiliated student leaders will graduate to leaders of their profession, city, or even add to the numbers just stated.
Paint
But
party,
either way,
80s parties,
one quote encompasses
toga
it
party.
all.
Let's raise
Letters
awareness.
today,
Skinny,
leaders tomorrow.
vanilla, no foam, extra hot, make it a double, pumpkin spice latte.